Hey, we are live, me, myself, and I. Welcome to day 8 of the How to Build an Online Business Challenge. Oh my God, I cannot believe we are getting ready we've already wrapped up a week yesterday, and we are officially in our second week of building an online business. I'm live every day on TikTok and over here on YT, teaching you all of the things that you need to be able to create an amazing online business that I know that you'll love so that you can create legacy and have a life of absolute freedom. And so I want to thank you guys over here on the TT side that are coming in the building. Do me a favor and make sure that you tap up that screen as you come into the live. Hey, Lexi, how are you? And so as we go through the live today, I want to make sure that you're plugged into all of my different social media platforms. I'm on Instagram at the Intentional Lady CEO. You can find me at TikTok at the Intentional Lady CEO and also on Facebook and of course over here on YT. When you're coming in on the TikTok side, please make sure that you tap up the screen so that TikTok knows that I am live. I appreciate you being in the building. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I got on live a little later today, but I had to make sure that I show up just the way that you're going to show up in your business every single day. And so on our day 9, did I say day 8? I think we already covered day 8 yesterday. My apology. We are on day 9. I'm all over the place because it's kind of late tonight. But we're talking about automations to freedom. Okay. So if you have never heard of automating your business, it's very, very important that you have automations because essentially, when you have automations in your business, that equals freedom. Okay. Automations equal freedom. Automations equal freedom. Automations equal freedom. And when you have freedom as an online business owner, then you will learn that you then have time that's essentially given back to you, right? And when you are on your journey of having multiple hats in your business building, you will find that you do all of the things, right? Essentially, you are a solopreneur, right? You've got all the hats, you're running all of the different things. And so, whatever opportunities you can have in your business to be able to automate things, you definitely 100% want to make sure that you're doing so. Okay. So when you think about some more definitions and insights so that you can get to a place to where as you're remembering these different things, I want you to think about automations once again that equal freedom, but I want you to think about automations that equal systems doing the work for you. Okay. So automations in your business equal freedom, but automations in your business equal systems doing the work for you. Okay, that's how you remember that kind of like lingo and language when it comes to having automations. Now I'm going to give you an example of an automation, and one thing that you'll learn real quick about your peers or either different competitors in your particular industry is that a business that has a mentality to be able to scale itself definitely has automations, of course, but it also connects to automated funnels. Now, sometimes we can get a little tripped up when it comes to the talk about funnels. Think about what a funnel is. And essentially, funnels help to be able to connect your clients and put them on what's known as a customer journey. Okay. So if you think about yourself as a consumer, try to think back on maybe some customer journeys that you've gone on. So, for example, if you're scrolling on Facebook, maybe there's a really cool pair of shoes that you see the first time, right? Or you're having a conversation with someone, and then all of a sudden, some shoes that maybe you've been thinking about pop up on Facebook, right? And so then what happens is that not only do you see the shoes, but you see that they're 30% off, right? You see an opportunity to be able to log into whatever the offer is. And so you log your information and ask you essentially, hey, welcome on the TT side. It essentially will ask you for your information as it relates to potentially your email address. I said potentially way too many times in a sentence. So you go ahead, you log in your email details, and then what happens? You start to go on the journey, right? You pick out the shoes that you want, and maybe you don't go back to it to make the purchase of the offer, right? So then maybe like a couple of days later, you go check your email, and lo and behold, what's there? It's going to be a coupon or like something that creates a level of FOMO. FOMO essentially is fear of missing out. So you're like, oh my goodness, I got to go back and get these shoes because maybe there's a coupon for 30% off, but it's going to expire in a couple of days, right? You're still seeing ads. So eventually, what you've entered into connects to what can be known as a funnel. What I forgot to mention is that on top of that coupon, you might now see different emails that pop up and essentially give you CTAs so that you can go ahead and make that purchase. All right. I'm going to mention another scenario with regards to there being a funnel that can be built out in your business. So, for example, let's say that you're a coach, right? And you're on a journey of getting coaching clients. What you would do is you would set up a system essentially that would take your customer on a journey. So the system might look like you having a form or something called a landing page or a storefront like Stand Store. Remember, we talked about those business tools yesterday. Okay. And then once you put your information inside of that form, then you'll get connected to an email. Okay. Or you will put your email inside of the funnel. Then it'll take you to another screen, which is usually the cart. All right. And what's so crazy about different funnels that are out here? I know back in the day, there were systems that just focused on the cart because the cart is something that's really important. There are some psychological things that go into some of these platforms that you can just purchase a cart from. All right. And then plug it into your system. But a lot of times nowadays, in the digital marketing space, a lot of different systems have like all of these different components built into it. But at one point, you could kind of piece together this particular funnel. All right. So we were at that point to whereas we know that there has to be some kind of payment processor, some kind of cart. And then from there, within the funnel, your potential customer or client, well, they're already a client if they made that payment, then they enter into a calendar to book time. All right. This is essentially called an automated funnel. This is something that can be built into your business. Hey, welcome in on the TT side. Make sure you tap the screen to let TT know that I am live so that other people can go ahead and come into live. I'm teaching on day 9. I'm with you for 30 days. I'm committed, and I want you to be committed as well. We're talking about automated systems that equal freedom essentially in your online business. And I'm helping you to understand the power of having automations in your online business, which essentially will equal time and freedom. So we're talking about the importance of putting together a funnel. And I think business owners that are in the online space get so tripped up with the language that's connected to funnels. Funnels essentially just take your customer on a journey, and you want to have these funnels built into your business so that essentially you can be able to make money in your sleep or to be able to take people on customer journeys. So one of the funnels that I have built out in my business connects essentially to my ebooks. I have an offer, which is in the form of 2 ebooks. And once you enter into that automation funnel, then essentially you opt in by way of the actual landing page. You can go through my actual Stand Store to kind of see how I have this set up. So you go ahead, you see that I have the Stand Store. I give you some information about the offer, let you know how it can go ahead and fulfill your pain points. And then you opt into the offer, right? Once you go ahead and you get the offer that I have that's available, then that will go ahead and send you off into an email sequence. Because most oftentimes as online business owners, especially when you have digital products, you can go ahead and make your cart value higher by creating something called upsells. Hey, welcome in on the TT side. Okay. And so a lot of times this will look like an offer, right? We're telling you about the offer because you opted into the offer thus far. But before you close out the cart, we'll have an order bump essentially, or something called an upsell, which makes the cart sell go up. So a lot of times when you see a lot of business owners, hey, Janine, welcome in. When you see a lot of business owners that have like a $27 offer, hey Gabby, welcome in. You'll see that they have another offer attached to that because they want their cart value to go up. So they might start with $27 offer, then they might have something for $57. And then before you know it, really you've spent $125 because they keep offering you different levels of offers. And within those different offers, if you're building out this type of funnel, right, or this type of offer, you want to have one particular offer that answers one pain point, another offer that answers the other part of that pain point, and then another offer that answers that other part of that pain point. Okay, so it's like literally just building up different blocks. Welcome in on the TT side. That essentially can answer everything that your client or your customer needs. Systems are absolutely important when we have our businesses. So if you look on the website that I have for my remote cleaning business, there's an offer form that pops up, right? Because I want to be able to obtain the emails of people that want to be able to book a cleaning so that I can upsell them later, right? So it's okay if you go ahead as a residential customer and you book a one-time clean, but now because of the fact that I have your information in terms of your email address, I have the opportunity to continue to upsell you. I might say something like the holidays are coming up, and so instead of booking a one-time deep clean, I want you to go ahead and book us bi-weekly for the next 3 months. Here's a particular coupon code for your particular cleaning. Okay, so there's a whole lot of simplicity in setting up these automations, but they're really contingent to what your goals are. There are freebies that's connected to different automations because people want to build up their email list. There are automations that help you to be able to get quick sales in your business. There are low ticket offers, high ticket offers. There's so many different things that you can do in your business to kind of keep the ball rolling in terms of you having different relationships that are developed. There's a funnel that I set up recently with a system called ManyChats. And what this system does is it will send whatever my offer is to people that comment on my posts. So for example, I'll have a reel that I post particularly on Instagram. It has everything that it needs in terms of the components of connecting to a potential client and customer, that sense of FOMO, urgency, answering their pain point, basically talking to them about whatever their issue is. And then the solution comes in my product. So for example, with one of my videos that are on there, I talked about the upcoming crisis that's connected to the government shutdown, right? And unfortunately, there are a lot of different states that are dealing with the looming potential of people that have different kind of government benefits being cut. Okay, so I looked at that as an opportunity to be able to create a piece of content that then connected to single mothers, which are a part of my targeted audience because of my story, and also women that are looking to scale, particularly in online business. And the video went on to essentially say, it actually was like, oh my God, what do they call this type of video? I can't think of a stitched video. So it was a woman talking about the government shutdown, talking about the fact that people may not be able to get SNAP benefits in upcoming November. And before she ended the video, was like a 4 or 5 second clip. She basically said, it's unbelievable that with this government shutdown, people are getting ready to not be able to get their SNAP benefits in November. And then I went ahead, hey, Kayla, and I went ahead and then I opened up my part of the video by saying, this is why you need to go ahead and start your online business. You have to understand that you have to feed your family, and it should not be anybody else's responsibility, or either you shouldn't be basically looking to anyone to be able to do that for you. And you wouldn't have to if you created an online business, and you can do it today by whatever my offer was. So I went ahead and I put that offer in the video, right? With that sense of urgency. It was quick. They could see it. They could understand it. They could connect to it. It also triggered some emotion because of the fact that a lot of people are dealing with that upcoming potentially. And then they get that sense of urgency, like, oh, shoot, I do need to be building an online business. and I need to go ahead and build it before this last quarter ends, before 2026 comes in, because what if some other things come up in terms of what the government is doing that will connect to different things that's going on in my life, right? So then I did a call to action. I went ahead and I put overlay text on the screen that said, if you're ready to build your business, or if you don't want to wait, essentially, go ahead and comment ready. So then in that particular funnel, once the potential customers went ahead and they replied ready, then there was an automation system in the background that triggered with that particular keyword. Okay. Keyword is ready. All of a sudden, I triggered and automated the system to go ahead and send them a DM, right? So right up under ready, the system said, hey, I'm sending you a DM. I didn't have to do this stuff. Okay. I automated the system. Then the system went ahead, sent them a DM, right? I'm so happy that you're making a choice to go ahead and build an online business. Hey, Bridget, welcome in. And then the system went ahead and shared the offer that essentially connected to my landing page. All right. So you want to create automation so that you can make money in your sleep. Now, when you're first building your business, there has to be a layer of where people are learning and trusting you. So I'm never intimidated when I see people circulating around my content several times before they go ahead and they decide to either book a consultation or either get the offer. I know that they're going through that process of trying to figure out who I am and if they can trust me, mainly because there's so many different offers that are out here, but people got to like you to be able to buy from you. I don't care. Like I said, in our other teaching in particular, you might have two different Chick-fil-A's, right? Within a mile from each other in your vicinity, but maybe you like going to the one that's in the West because, I don't know, they give you a little bit more milkshake. Who knows? At the end of the day, people have to know, like, and trust you in order to buy into the solution that you have for their problem. Okay. But at the end of the day, you have to have the automations and the tools necessary to be able to set up your online business. And then it's good to capitalize on different trends that are going on to be able to wrap your offer up, okay, in that particular trend. All right. So we talked about the importance of automations being connected to systems, the importance of automations being connected to systems so that you don't have to do all of the work. Okay. And then I just broke down 2 or 3 different funnels that you can build out to start to get the end result of what you want, whether it's email funnel, whether you want to connect to getting sales from digital products or a service-based business. I just named like 3 or 4 different funnels that you can go ahead and plug into your business as soon as possible. All right. So you guys know I always give you action steps when you come and you sit with me for coaching. If you're one of my coaching clients, or you come and you sit with me for a training, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of information, but not just information that you can take and sit on or stay confused about, because I'm going to give you clarity at the same time. You're going to have clarity in a particular area that maybe you did not have before. Okay. Hey, welcome in both 6'2". And so all of that being said, implementation equals action. You cannot complain that you are not getting results in any part of your life, especially in building an online business, without making sure, hey, Leela, that you are at that place to whereas you are taking action. If you are going to have an amazing business, right, that you have been able to launch in the online space, you're going to have to take action in that business every single day. Having a business and being an entrepreneur essentially is not like working a 9 to 5, right? There are KPIs, there's accountability, there's a supervisor, supervisor. And at the end of the day, you feel the consistency of the pressure to perform, which is why they have key performing indexes, I think, which is what KPIs are. I might have said that wrong. Y'all forgive me, it's late. But essentially, they have these different, levels of different things that you have to reach in terms of you working and being assets to the business. You have to shift that mentality once you decide, hey, Kathleen, to be an online business owner, to understand that now you have to keep your own KPIs, right? You have to put pressure on yourself to make sure that you're implementing and taking action in your building business. Hey, Samaya, every single day. Okay. So, just as another quick recap, we talked about the importance. Hey, Valencia. Hey, Michelle, welcome in. We talked about the importance of making sure that as we're building, an online business, that we have automated systems. Okay. And a lot of times I have to repeat myself because when you first start in this industry, it is a lot to learn, which is how I'm able to come up with 30 days of content in terms of teaching you. And I think this is the perfect time because today is October 17th. We're only in the 9th day. And if you apply every single day and you take action with all of the information that I'm giving, you're going to have an amazing business that you build out within 30 days. Okay. Within 30 days, you're going to have an amazing business to be able to build out. All right. So automations to freedom is important. Thank you so much for those hearts. I appreciate you. Thank you for liking the live, Samaya. Hey, Valencia, welcome in. So automations that equal freedom. We talked about getting time back, right? I explained to you 2 or 3 funnels that you can get started on, even with mini chats that connects essentially to your Instagram. That's free at the first level. And then it's $15 a month if you decide to bump it up. But these are automated ways that you can go ahead and get your offer out and then start to go ahead and scale. All right. So here's what you're going to implement. I want you to go ahead and automate one process today. Okay. So for an example, an auto reply email or either a payment confirmation. These are all automation. So you can even take the funnel that I gave you for mini chats. If you already have an online business, download the tool mini chats. Okay. Start to talk about your offer inside of a reel. We want it to be short and sweet. We know if you're doing it on TikTok, if you can make the reel, the marketing content 6 to 7 seconds with a trending sound, then we know that you're off to a great start. It can be overlay text essentially that you're putting on your particular piece of marketing content that connects to your business. You want to make sure that you have some kind of emotion that you're triggering. You want to make sure that you're connecting to the pain point of your particular targeted audience. And then essentially, you're always going to have a call to action because you're a business owner, you're solution driven, and you don't have time to be just posting content without purpose. It is very important. Do not be afraid as a business owner to set your offer and also your call to action. All right. Because you're not in business building for a hobby. At the end of the day, you're in business building to be able to serve people, to help them, but to get to the bag at the same time. All right. So you can't feel that sense of guilt when you're first starting. Remember, your mentality as a business owner has to be that you are the solution to someone's problem. You are the solution to someone's problem. You are the solution to someone's problem, which is why you can make an offer. Okay. And so you're going to go ahead in this piece of homework that I'm giving you on our day 9 automations to freedom. You're going to go ahead and put together an automation, a 1-day process. Essentially, it can be, like I mentioned, I know I most oftentimes will repeat myself, but I want to make sure that you're getting this information. You want to make sure that if you use mini chats also from what I heard, it doesn't work very well on TT. So you don't necessarily want to utilize that tool on TT, but if you connect to Instagram, mini chats works really, really good with being able to get you the results that you want to see in terms of that very quick funnel that I mentioned a little earlier. Okay. So your marching orders essentially is I want you to get some kind of automation going in your business, something that can work without you pulling the trigger on it consistently over and over again. Because remember, it's almost 2026. All right. We have to work smarter and not harder within our online businesses. Okay. So that you can scale your business. You have CEO tasks that have to be done in your business. There's some low level things in your business you don't have any business doing. Okay. And you got to kind of stay away from it. So if you're at a place where you're very serious within this last quarter with regards to building your online business, I want you to do me a favor. If you're on the YT side and hit the LINK in the description, that connects to a 2 bundle ebook series that I have. The first one is called The Ladypreneur Guide. You guys know I'm all about you making sure that you take action. There's going to be a 4-day action plan within that first gift that I'm giving to you that's going to get you set up with all of the steps that you need to be able to start your online business. You have no more excuses. It's all about pulling the trigger. The second part of that business startup kit essentially is going to have almost a 49-page spread. It is an ebook and it's going to teach you from A to Z how to go ahead and build out your business. So what's happening is that I'm investing in you, right? Because anything that I give you in terms of tools to build your business, it's going to be something that you can go ahead and get quick wins with. That Ladypreneur Guide is absolutely going to do that. And then on the other side, you're going to make an investment in yourself, which is the bundle. And guess what? It's only $27. If you go to Starbucks twice this upcoming week, that's $27. So why not make an investment into you? Like I said, I put out a piece of content that you can check out on all of my different platforms, talking about the importance of, if you are a single mother that unfortunately in this particular season has to depend on the government for different types of assistance, you need to be building your business 100%. And so to that point, it's time for you, no matter what seat that you're in, that you get to the place where you're building your online business. All right. And I'm here to be able to be your coach, to get you to where you need to be. That sense of urgency to whereas you know that you need to be building your business is here. All right. We can see the signs of the time. We know we have to have multiple streams of income, because essentially one stream of income is close to no streams of income. You have to have that mentality and that mindset that you have to build for today, for tomorrow. Because unfortunately, we don't know what's upcoming in our world, right? And we want to make sure that if a famine hits our land, that essentially we have everything that we need to be able to cover our family. All right. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. All right. So I want you to take action on the homework that I gave you with regards to, if you already have an existing business, set up some of those automations so that you can work smarter and not harder. Definitely connect to ChatGPT. That is your BFF in your business building. And I have some upcoming things even connected to that platform that's really going to help you to be able to get to where you need to be. And as a matter of fact, if you're struggling with different prompts to put into ChatGPT, definitely on the YT side, I would have to send it to you over here on the TT side. I do have a particular ebook, and it has over 500 prompts that you can plug into your particular marketing efforts for your online business. And it's going to be able to help you to build out in that way. Okay. So I'm super excited for you guys to join me over here on the TT side. I am showing up every day for the next 30 days because I want to be able to see you build out a business that I know that you'll absolutely love. And if you've never seen my face before, my name is Tamia Denise. I built my online business several years ago in the digital marketing space, but then I went through a terrible divorce, found myself a single mom of 3 beautiful boys. Then I lost my corporate job at that time. And so I had to scale up, and I went ahead and created an online remote cleaning business and was able to scale it to 5 figures in a couple of months. And so with all of those terrible things that happened, out of my pain came something that was beautiful. And now I'm passionate about serving upcoming and aspiring lady entrepreneurs like yourself to be able to build a life and a business that I know that you'll absolutely love. So I'm here for it. All right, guys. So make sure you turn on your notifications over here on the TT side. Plug in on the YouTube side. I'm on Instagram, and I want to take you on a journey of building everything that I know that you can build, because you got this. Absolutely. So guys, check out some of those offers that I mentioned on the TT side. I still don't have my link, LINK. We got to watch what we say on TT in my bio, but you can send me a DM and then I'll shoot you the link. Hopefully we'll get there because we're almost to 1K followers on this side. We're working every day to get there. And then on the YT side, if you look at the description, then you can get to my Stan store and pick up some of those offers. Do you guys have any questions? Hey, Boss Mode. Is there any questions? If you're watching me on TT, please tap up that screen before we leave to help me get to 1K likes so that we can let TT know that we are interactive. And if you decide that you want to go ahead and give me a gift, you're going to get a gift on your side because TT is such an interactive and amazing platform. When you engage on TT, then you get as well as give. Okay. So just tap on up the screen for me on your way, maybe to another screen, so that we can let TT know that we were in the building. So if you guys have any questions, you can always send me a DM. You can always reach me on any of my platforms, and I'll make sure that I get back to you in the DMs. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking the live me over food. I appreciate you guys. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Do you mentor? Yes, I do. I do coaching. I do mentorship. If you're interested, you can go ahead and send me a DM and I'll go ahead and send you our application and we can get started. I'm all about getting that business built. And since we are in the last quarter of the year, I am like, come on, guys. It's important that we get these businesses started ASAP before we're at the end of this quarter so that you're not starting January 1st like the rest of the world. You know, sometimes people, they don't realize that you have to do things ahead. Okay. You don't want to wait until January 1st to now have all of these different things that you want to plug in. Why not get started before the year? Do I need a car? Are you talking about particularly to build a remote cleaning business? In that case, no, you do not need a car to have a remote cleaning business. It depends on the model that you want to build out. Yeah, no, you don't have to have a car. You can literally build out the business. You can get your cleaners online. You can find your clients online. Everything literally is online. It is certified an online remote cleaning business. Some components of the business you can extend to making contact with businesses by going online outside. And so what I mean is, let's say you want to get into commercial cleanings, which are great money. You want to potentially maybe go to some different sites that are in the middle of construction and connect to the supervisors, the superintendents. It's late, please forgive me. Which essentially are connected to the project managers to try to see if you can get started. So what you would need to get started with regards to starting an online cleaning business is essentially you definitely want to have your entity set up. So if you decide to position yourself as an LLC, you want to have that EIN number. And then once you get your first client, you definitely want to get some business insurance. All right. Some people get bonded, but you definitely want to get business insurance. All of this stuff, depending upon your state, can probably be between $200 and $300. But what I tell people to do is definitely invest, but then at the same time, pay attention to try to get some clients first. And then you can start to build out other components. Like I said, with regards to even the insurance, you don't have to worry about getting insurance till you literally have your first client, right? And then when it comes to contractors, you can find contractors that can go ahead and clean for you that you can interview, Facebook Marketplace, and then you qualify them by doing different interviews. Or you can go ahead and set up a $30 ad on a platform like Craigslist. And essentially you can set up different interviews for different cleaners. But one of the things that I tell people to focus on the most is going after clients so that you can start to get those streams of income, and then you can worry about building out the other components. With that LLC, if you decide to do that particular business setup, is important due to the fact that you want that LLC to start getting seasoned. So I believe in building business credit for your any kind of business, first of all. And so you have to have your EIN number. What did I miss? You have to have your EIN number, whatever your business entity is going to be. And this is what I forgot, a business bank account. And in order to get a business bank account, you have to have your LLC and also your EIN number, which is free. Okay, so all of those components are very important. A lot of times people are like, oh, I won't do that. No, you need to do it. You need to set up your business the proper way so that you are credible. You know what I mean? In the industry. And it doesn't take a lot. Anything you do, you're going to have to invest in it, but it's just not the craziest and largest investment in the world, which is absolutely amazing. But I do consultations. They're usually about, I'm so glad that is helpful. You put 100. I do consultations, and essentially it'll be 4 weeks of setting up your online business. Whether it's a service-based business like a remote cleaning business, whether it is a digital products business. Remember, I just did some offers recently for different digital products, or whether you want to do an affiliate based business like TikTok Shop, essentially. All of these are online businesses. I say do them all. Do I do LLCs? I can point you in the direction because I don't give legal help, or just certain advice in that way. I'll point you in the direction. Getting an LLC is not hard. All you have to do is go to your Secretary of State website, essentially, and then all of the information is there. And what's great, you can give them a phone call and they'll walk you through the process. But depending upon the state that you're in, depends upon the price that you'll pay. And then the EIN number is free. You take those two documents and then you go ahead and you open up your business bank account, right? So that you can start to create your business and have things done in the proper way. And then, like I mentioned to you, then essentially you get to the fun part of building business credit, connecting to different tiers, and then applying for credit cards and then going for loans. So we want to do stuff from the beginning, the proper way, so that essentially when we start to scale up the business. And so I think that business credit is so important and building tiers, because let's say you want to be able to supply the different types of vacuums for your cleaners, right? In that case, instead of you coming out of pocket, you can go ahead and start to build up your business credit and maybe connect to, I don't know, Granger, right? Maybe you can get your vacuum cleaners from Granger and then do a net 30, okay? And then you don't even have to pay off that invoice for the first 30 days. So there's a reason why do things the exact way that they need to be done, and a lot of times you find that people, they want to take that out, when it comes to building their business, but it's like, why? You can have so many different opportunities to be able to do things the right way. And then with those opportunities come benefits. So when you build your business from the foundation up the right way, then essentially you'll be able to scale it, right? So people, some of those tips and tricks, they don't realize. Why not have a net 30 so that you don't have to worry about buying certain things in your business? And so you have to pay it back for 30 days. Now you have 30 days to find clients, 30 days to find cleaners. I wouldn't even say as high as $2,000. So for instance, in Atlanta, Georgia, I believe the LLC price is like $250. I think your renewal is like $50 per year. So $250. Your EIN is free. Your business bank account is free, right? Maybe $30 for you to go ahead and put some ads out to find cleaners, depending upon the way that you decide to find the leads for the cleaning business. So once you go ahead and you figure out what your name is, then you can open up a Google My Business, right? Google My Business account, which essentially is Google. So when people go to Google and they are looking up different businesses in their area that they want to be able to go to, you already have a Google account, and now you can go ahead and get traffic from that particular avenue for free, right? Obviously, you have to get some testimonials, but why not reach out to some family and friends and get 10 different testimonials for your business? And then essentially all you have to do is continue to just build up the profile. That's a way to get free leads. There are paid ways. You can go to different platforms like Thumbtack and set a budget. Let's say you want to spend $140 a week, right? On obtaining different leads. You set the budget on Thumbtack. You can go ahead and obtain the leads. The only thing about that platform is that you got to be ready to call those people back, because not only will you be able to see the leads, but it's other businesses that are in the vicinity, because Thumbtack is about making money at the end of the day. And whoever they can connect that particular lead to, the fastest way, then they'll do that. But I've seen a lot of commercial cleanings on Thumbtack, residential cleanings. One of the first cleanings that I got for $600 that was residential came from Thumbtack. It was a $600 cleaning. I think it was like a 3-bedroom house or something like that. So it just depends. It depends on your budget. It depends on your grind. If you want to do, foot to pavement, you can go to different businesses, let them know that you're a local business owner. You can send people, I can go forever. I'll stop here because I was supposed to get off. You can send people DMs. You can connect to different construction companies on LinkedIn. It's so many different ways. Yeah. So I wouldn't say boss mode. Definitely not $2,000 to get started. But if you did have that amount to invest, that'd be great. Which is also why you need to make sure that you have your LLC, because then maybe you can start applying to some grants, right? And as a new business, you can get some grant money, $10,000, $5,000, and then you have a fresh start from there. All right. So, are there any other questions surrounding building a remote cleaning business, or any questions that you have about digital products, or anything that connects to like affiliate products, anything in the online business space? You have the ability to be able to build out. And I will also say, boss mode, if you want to start with a remote cleaning business, you should start an actual TikTok page that connects to your business building, and kind of take people on the journey. And as you build up, then you'll become an expert in the space, because obviously you'll have the knowledge in the process. Okay. So you guys make sure you check out that offer, the online business offer over on the YT side. Link is in the description. And if you want to, I keep saying link, I can't say that on TikTok. I need to say Eli NK. We're not allowed. I just bought 3 courses back to back, and you need a mentorship. What were the courses for? Boss mode? What was the what? 3 courses back to back. So what were they for? And are you implementing the things in the courses? I'm very curious. I'm sorry. I hope that's okay to ask. Is it just for online business? Sometimes I wish I could just hand you guys the mic. If you don't mind me asking, well, obviously it's probably in online business. So you probably just need help in terms of the implementation. I can definitely help you with regards to that. Yeah. And see, a lot of times you buy courses, because I bought several courses, but sometimes like when you can connect to someone and they can kind of walk you through it, or if you Digital Wealth Academy, Kingdom Builders, and Lux Academy, you need help, I got you. So just shoot me a DM. I'll go ahead and send you the link to the application, and then we'll link up from there. It's just an implementation. It's like piecing it together. Yeah. I think I heard a Digital Wealth Academy. Are those, I think those are a lot of affiliate based programs, right? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because they sound familiar. Lux Academy. Yeah. So, and then when you have mentorship and coaching, you're held accountable to implement, right? Because you're not going to make another investment. I will hope nobody would do this, but make another investment essentially, and not making sure you pay $500 for the first one. Okay. I mean, and I would never speak against it, because obviously there was something in it to where as you felt like it could help, and no afterpay. Okay. So in the case of coaching, you have a person in real time, obviously, that can help you to implement. And then you have the opportunity to ask real time questions. And I've offered courses. I don't have any live courses right now. The next thing that's coming for my community essentially is Dominant Entrepreneurship Society, which is a live community that will have master classes, and you can connect to other female entrepreneurs and all the things. But when you have just a course that you're going through, sometimes it's hard because you can't ask questions, and so essentially it's just a lot of information, and you're still like, okay, how the heck do I implement this? At the end of the day, like, now I have all the information, but I might have a question. So what am I supposed to do to be able to implement it? So I can empathize. I understand. As much as I build online businesses, I'm also a consumer at the same time. Okay, sounds good. That's amazing. So we'll definitely get the link to you. Oh my God, LINK, because we're on TT. And so eventually I'll be able to put the LINK, and then you would have been able to just click through to get the application. And then we can get some time on the calendar. I do a pre-consultation, because the way that I work, I do want to make sure that we are a good fit for each other, and that you're ready to go. Because with Tamia, I'm always ready to go. Right? Still, yes, yep, all the things, Samaya. Literally a multifaceted diamond. And that's what a lot of times I try to encourage people to understand. Like, you can literally do it all. I'm a single mom. Um, and I have three boys, and essentially I do I do all the things. And so being able to be in a remote setting doing all the things makes a world of difference. It definitely does. And so I tell moms all the time, if you can have an online business or do something in a remote space to where as you can still be able to connect to your family, then I 100%. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. It's just all about implementation from today on. What can you do? What can you start to implement today? Not tomorrow. What can you implement today? And even sitting on a live to whereas, I was teaching you about automations, right? Always seeking out information is definitely important, but what can you implement? What can you implement at the end of the day? And every single day, as we know, we implement and then we get more and more results. But you can't stop. Every day has to be a grind. Like, you eat every day. If you have children, like, you take care of your children every day. You building your online business, no matter how frustrated you are. Like, I'm super exhausted, but I was like, I committed to these 30 days, so I have to get there. I started from zero, just was trying to come up with a business name before joining the live. Are you trying to just like from a brain dump trying to do that, Samaya? Just from like a brain dump, how are you coming up with your business name? Is it like maybe something you had in mind? Because I'm gonna give you a tip. What's like the thing that you're connecting to do that, if you don't mind me asking? Because sometimes when people are coming up with business names, like, we connect to different things that inspire us. But this is what you can do. I don't know if you're already doing this. Take the business names that you have and put it inside of Chat GPT. Start to build a relationship with that platform and say, hey, Chat, I'm thinking about starting a business in this particular area. What do you think of these names? Yes, I had one in mind already, and then I just searched catchy names. Oh, you got it. You're already ahead of the game. Yep. And then you go ahead and you lock in on one so that then you can get started on the next thing. So it's just all about, creating a system. I'm happy to hear that. I love that. I'm just like, smarter, not harder, smarter, not harder. I'm an advocate for that 100%. But do you guys have any other questions while you have me? I'm going to go ahead and sign off over here on the YT side. On the TikTok side, answering different questions. So you guys can come join me on that side or either check out the offer that's on this side, but I'll be on here tomorrow. Thanks, guys.